Hello everyone, we are back for another episode of Trash Talk. It's been a while since we've done one of these. A very long while. And I have the Unscripted Gentlemen here with me.
Hello?
And this is going to be a special episode because you're going to listen to us rant about Naruto.
This is going to be fun.
Oh, oh yeah, it will be. So, let's just start off by saying before someone crucifies us that Naruto's not a bad show or bad manga.
No, it is not.
It has a lot of good things about it, like Kakashi, the world it's made in, and stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of good things.
Yeah.
And, there are story arcs in Naruto that are very good. Like, I think the Pain story arc is probably the best one.
Yes, I agree.
And it spawned a lot of good fighting video games. I don't know if you've played any of them, but I rather enjoy them. Which ones?
I can't remember their names, but there are some pretty good ones.
Ultimate Ninja was pretty good on the PlayStation 2. And the Ultimate Ninja Storm games are amazing.
Yeah.
But Naruto does have a lot of issues that we're going to have to get to, and a lot of them are, I think, in Shippuden rather than in the original series. My biggest problem with Shippuden is that it's not fun, and 90% of the time it's really, really fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing with Itachi not being a bad guy, I felt like that damaged his character.
Yeah.
Like,
because maybe this is just me because I like fun animes, but I do not want to feel depressed reading a manga or watching an anime, and that's what I feel half the time when I'm watching Naruto.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's okay to be depressed, to have a depressing story.
Yeah.
And make it good, because depressing stories can easily be cheesy and melodramatic and shit. But Naruto beats you over the head with it. Like, it loses all of the fun of the original series completely. It's like a completely different show from the original one. And, I mean, I'm happy to see an anime that does tackle things like, peace and war and stuff, and what does peace mean? Can you have real peace in the world and stuff? I do appreciate that. Yeah?
Yeah, that's a good. That is what I like about Naruto.
But it just beats you over the head. This is Kishimoto's biggest problem. He takes like 5 things he really likes, and he constantly beats you over the head with it. Like, first there's the peace and war thing, which he never shuts up about. And Shippuden, he basically says the world sucks over and over and over and over again. And then there's the whole romances with Naruto, Hinata, Sasuke, and Sakura. He beats you over the head with that too.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole Sasuke-Naruto friendship, which really annoys me because those two were never friends, ever.
No, they were never friends.
I mean, they did acknowledge each other as Naruto went along, like they respected each other more. But the problem is that Kishimoto gave Sasuke an inferiority and superiority complex.
Yes.
Basically, he thinks he's better than anyone, but when someone actually beats him, he's all like, "Ugh, the world sucks, I must destroy everything." That's basically Sasuke's whole character.
That is.
And he's an incredibly one-dimensional character. His whole point in the show is just to hate. That's it. But why don't you tell me what you despise about Naruto the most?
Well, really what you said, and there are characters I like, but there are some characters in that show that I just despise.
Like what? Besides the obvious.
Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head. She's okay sometimes, but Hinata is just really annoying most of the time.
Oh, I despise Hinata.
Yes.
Half the reason is her fans. They make her out to be like this really great character, but really, she's probably the most useless of all the rookies in the Leaf Village.
Yes.
She constantly says Naruto-kun, Naruto-kun, and I
That's so annoying. This comes from a guy who tends to watch, as I said, weird, more funny animes, but even then they don't say that as much. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, and I really don't like those characters who can't speak up for themselves. I mean, if she started out like that and got better as the show went along, I would like her much, much more. But she is constantly trapped in this black hole, and Kishimoto can't seem to get her out of it. And I'm so glad that Kishimoto did not make her Naruto's partner instead of Sakura, because if I had to listen to her for, 10 years, I would probably shoot myself.
You wouldn't be the only one.
Yeah. And I also really hate this about her. She basically says she knows Naruto suffered and stuff, and she says she wants that to make her stronger. She never gets stronger. She is fucking pathetic, always. And I gotta ask you this. If she knows Naruto suffered, then why the hell didn't you be his friend instead of just see someone who's more pathetic than you and feed off his misery to make yourself feel better?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you go on Rant. You go. Come on, give me something.
I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head. I have to admit, it's the most bland and uninteresting manga I've read in the last few years. And I've read a lot of them. Well, it's not a bad manga. There's a difference. You see, to me, there's a difference between uninteresting and bad. It's well written. It's just really boring half the time.
I see. And I think he built an interesting world. Like, it's sort of fiction, but it's sort of realistic. They first start out with saying you cannot push the human body beyond some limits, even in this world. There are just some limits you can't cross because that'll break you. And then the show, in Shippuden in particular, they constantly break this rule. Like, Ninja constantly learn things that they should not be able to do, and he constantly breaks his own rules. Like, Kakashi getting the Mangekyo Sharingan. No one ever questions, who did you kill to get that?
Yeah.
No one ever questions that, and everyone's just like, oh yeah, Kakashi's got the Mangekyo Sharingan. That's pretty cool.
I thought of something that annoys me.
Yeah?
The filler. There is so much filler.
Yes. There is, right before the war starts, before Gaara's whole horrible speech to the army, there's a 4-episode filler story that basically just shows you everything that happened in Naruto. That's it. That's the whole filler.
I despise the filler in Naruto, and that's coming from a Bleach fan, so...
Well, the Bleach filler is sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I think the sword one was pretty good. I actually wish that was like a staple of the series, like every Shinigami had to actually work with their sword, all the time. But it would kind of make it more like Shaman King, but I don't care. I think that would have been a really cool thing to do with Bleach. But Naruto's biggest problem, I think, is that it forces a lot of relationships between the characters. Sakura has no reason to like Sasuke at all.
No.
He never acknowledged her, he constantly thinks she's annoying, and she still loves him even though the motherfucker tried to kill her.
Yeah.
And Kakashi should not have any sort of connection with Sasuke because he was just a annoying little runt who never respected him at all. And so that's Kishimoto's problem. He just has 5 things he beats you over the head with, and he ignores everything else.
Yes.
So what would you say is the best thing Naruto's ever done?
That's hard. It's done some very good things, but... I honestly have to say, I'm very glad they matured the character of Naruto over time.
Yes. You can only make him stupid for so long, especially with the whole peace and war thing that he talks about later.
Yeah.
And the only character that has actually gotten big character development is actually Sakura.
Yeah.
I like Sakura so much more now than I liked her before. Than I hated her before when she started out.
So did I.
But it was actually kind of funny. It was like commentary on all the girls of today. They all see this one guy they like, and then they all act stupid near him.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's so true, my skill.
Yeah. And I'm kind of glad that he tackled that, but I wish he could have made her more useful in the original Naruto instead of having to waste 200 episodes, then make her useful.
Yeah.
But what else? Who else got a character development? I think Kakashi should not change.
No.
He is perfectly fine the way he is, and I'm glad that they gave us more backstory on him. But I don't like Minato for some reason.
Never really appealed to me.
Like he sometimes he tries to be all lighthearted and stuff and funny, then he's all serious, and I really don't care for the character.
Yeah.
And when Obito died, he really didn't look like he gave a shit.
Yeah. What really happened with me with Naruto was I used to be a huge Naruto fan.
Yes.
And that was like the only anime I would watch.
Mm.
And I praised the plot, and then I went and watched Full Metal Alchemist, and realised how good anime could be, and how just sucky some of Naruto's plot is.
Yeah, the animation in the first part, you know, in the original show, was really bad sometimes.
Yeah.
There are just so many places where characters look completely different from when they looked before. And Naruto in particular looked really bad in some spots. And did you know that they constantly shifted production crews on the animation? And that's why Sasuke would look mature in one scene, and then he would look like a 5-year-old in the other scene. It would just look really inconsistent. So, what else do we hate about Naruto? I don't like that the Uchiha are so overpowered.
Yeah.
Like, they have, like, 5 powers, and they're probably some of the strongest powers you can get in this whole universe. And, 2 of them I hate, like Izanagi and Izanami.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually said that Izanami is horrible, because why do you need the Sharingan to do a genjutsu like that? Couldn't you just do that on any ordinary person? It seems like rather simple. You just put an illusion and just make them think everything's repeating over and over and over again in their head. But tell me, what would you say was Naruto's worst story arc ever?
I would say, but I can't really remember the names of the story arcs. It's been so long since I watched this show.
Yeah, just, you know, say the description and I'll try to figure out what it's called.
Honestly, man, I can't remember. If anything comes to my head, I'll say.
Alright, but do you know, was it in Shippuden or Naruto?
Probably Shippuden, because I prefer... Even though, as you said, the animation was worse, I prefer classic Naruto so much.
Yeah, mostly because it's fun, and Shippuden is never fun at all. And what else don't I like about Naruto? I don't like that it beats us over the head with exposition. You know, he is basically tied up every loose end. I think Naruto should end with the 4th war.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, because it's gonna be the Bleach effect, where it's gonna end with, you know, the defeat of Madara. Then he's gonna go on for another 10 years, and people are just gonna be like, this really should have ended like 10 years ago. At the end of that story arc, because that's what I felt with Bleach, that it should have just ended with fake Karakura Town. And this new story arc feels kind of pointless. Especially since he gained, like, all the power in the universe and killed the main bad guy. Which is what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
I also hated the new issue where Naruhina basically became canon.
What? I haven't read it yet.
Alright, here's what happens. Neji dies. I don't really give a shit because nothing was done with his character.
Yeah.
And Obito's like talking shit about him. He's like, "This is the reality of the world. You can't save everyone. Your friends are gonna die, and if you keep fighting me, more of your friends are going to die. So how about you just give up and come with me quietly, and I promise I won't kill anyone." Hinata slaps him and tells him you can't give up, and then she enters Ninetales Fox mode along with him.
Oh god!
She basically grabs his hand and then powers up with the fox truck along with him. It's horrible.
Oh, no.
I wanted to kill myself once I read that.
You've made me depressed now.
I know it's bad.
Why?
Don't worry, Kakashi's not dead yet. There's still hope. What else was horrible in the Fourth Shinobi War? Oh, that Obito is Madara.
Yeah.
I actually didn't like Obito at all because his only powers are teleporting away and becoming a ghost. Like, literally, those are his only powers. He doesn't have any cool technique like Pain. And then when you find out his motivation, I slap myself so hard over the face.
Yeah.
Did you read that issue where you read his, motivation for doing all this?
I'm pretty sure I did.
So I'm just gonna tell it to everyone for those who don't know. Basically, he gets saved by old Madara, who's still alive somehow. And then he goes on the battlefield, sees Kakashi kill Rin, and he's like, "Ugh, because my non-girlfriend died, the whole world sucks, and I'm gonna kill everybody just to make myself feel better." That's his whole fucking motivation.
I haven't read that yet.
You haven't read that yet? You know,
no, I said I have read that.
Oh yeah, you read that, okay. Alright, and now I'm gonna compare it with Pain's story. So my parents got killed in front of me. I starved for months. My dog got killed, my best friends all died, and I was left a cripple after the final battle with a crazy ninja. Wow. Compare that with a dead girlfriend. Obito has all the reason to hate the world, right?
Yeah. And, you know, I hate when, anime and comics do stuff like that, since as someone who just got out of a bad relationship, like, yeah, it's depressing, but it's not nowhere as over dramatic as they make it seem. Like,
but he never even told this girl he liked her.
Yeah, it goes his mind that was in a relationship.
Well, yeah. And he was 12 fucking years old. I really doubt you know the love of your life when you're 12.
Yeah.
If he was 15 or 16,
I had
then
really
I
dumb taste when I was 12. Yeah.
I really don't get that. Why Kishimoto makes it like that 12-year-olds think like 25-year-olds. It just makes no sense to me.
No.
Like, if he was 16 or 17 when he died, I could have swallowed that a lot easier because he's almost an adult, and he's gonna have to make a choice like that pretty soon. But not 12. Not 12. It's horrible. So, alright, I've ranted enough. It's time for you to let out some steam.
Yeah, so I hate the constant relationships they throw at us.
What?
I just hate the constant, like, fan-shipping relationships they throw at us, like, every arc.
Yeah, and, Neji 1010 fans are gonna be disappointed with him dying. So who shall 1010 screw now? Choji, of course.
Yeah.
I was gonna die alone. And I really wasn't sad when Asuma died at all.
Never was I.
Because the whole Shippuden thing was we're gonna focus on Naruto and Sasuke all the time, so basically all the other ninja got screwed in terms of development. Now, if you actually got to know Asuma before he died, I actually would have given a shit. But I didn't, because you didn't know the guy. And I also hate that animes never say who's in a relationship. They're always like, maybe they're not, maybe they are. But it never shows any of it. It always just implies shit. So, yeah, I'm out. I really don't have anything else to say about Naruto.
Yeah. I can share a kind of weird story if you want.
Sure.
Okay, even though we were ranting about Hinata and the way she acts earlier.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was basically the male version of Hinata, I have to admit. It was just the way...
So that gives you even more reason to hate her.
Yeah.
Well, I was like her too.
Because it brings just back such dumb memories.
Yeah, I was like that too, and I really hate that part of myself. I wish that a shy little bastard, 6-year-old bastard of mine just died and never existed.
Yeah.
But what can you do? Life's a bitch. And you know, that's actually raises another issue with her, because look at us, we were like her before.
Yeah.
And now we're a lot better than that. We can actually talk.
Yeah.
Do you know how to speak, Hinata? Naruto-kun does not count as fucking speaking. Christ almighty. If there's a time skip with their kids, I'm gonna kill myself.
And I'll probably join in.
Yeah. And she's not even cute at all. Those creepy, lifeless, pale eyes just creep me out.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, we haven't ranted about Sakura and Sasuke, have we?
We did a tiny bit, but I think we should get into more detail.
Okay, so what is the main problem with that relationship? Well, Sasuke is an asshole that should have died with Itachi.
And that it makes no sense.
Of course. I personally think Naruto and Sakura should be in a relationship because he's the only guy in the whole show who has an actual fucking conversation with her. And actually takes an interest into what she likes, and she takes an interest into what he likes. And they're the only characters that actually bond out of all the characters.
You wanna know why I dislike the so-called relationship between Sakura and Sasuke?
Yeah.
It reminds me of every single childhood relationship I ever had.
Oh, that's a good point.
And those were not good relationships. Those were not happy endings.
I personally think having a relationship before you're 20 is completely pointless. It's not going to go anywhere. Mostly because younger girls are immature little sluts that can't take anything seriously.
I learned that the hard way.
Oh, trust me, I've seen enough of it with some people in my class over the years that I know how girls act. Yeah. So I just think having a relationship before you're 20, or anyone under the age of 30, is completely pointless. So, what else? Alright, how about we try and end this with a positive note? What do we like about Naruto? I think Guy and Rock Lee are hilarious.
Yes.
And I think Rock Lee could have been a better underdog than Naruto. Because Naruto has this whole prophecy, which I hate. I despise prophecies.
So do I.
Yeah, especially in Star Wars, that whole Chosen One prophecy. That was just horrible. But Rock Lee could have been the perfect underdog because he doesn't have ninjutsu or genjutsu. Yeah, and he was disabled after his fight with Gaara, so that could have been a really cool place to take the show, but it never really went there. He just gets his leg fucked up, and then Tsunade heals him. And he never has any issues with his body ever again. It makes no sense.
And you know, I'm not the biggest, as we've said before, I just dislike that most of... There are some good ones, but I dislike most of the female characters in Naruto.
Because Kishimoto can't write them well.
Yeah, for instance, you take someone like Sakura and Hinata, and you compare them to other anime females. Example, Rukia, it just doesn't, for Bleach, it just doesn't hold up.
Yeah, Rukia does have those girly moments, but for the most part, she's all business. She doesn't bullshit around with that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Sakura's probably the only female character I like. She's the only character that actually develops. Even Naruto is still kind of an idiot, even after all this time. But what else do I like? I think we can both agree that Kakashi is awesome.
Yes.
Like, I wish he was the main character of the show because I would watch it every single day. And I like Jiraiya, and I think his death was really good. You know, it was brutal, it was pretty painful to see him get stabbed, crushed, and beaten the hell out of. And I think the Pain arc is the best arc Naruto's ever had. And I wish that was the end of the series. You there?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just assumed you went somewhere.
No, I'm here.
So, what was your favorite story?
As you said, probably the Pain story arc.
What?
As you said, probably the Pain story arc.
Yeah. I think Naruto should have finished with the Pain arc. Like, this is how I would have ended it. I would have just made Tobi a really powerful Akatsuki. You know, he kind of acts like Naruto, so everyone thinks he's a dumbass and he sucks, but he's actually really powerful. And I would have had Sasuke die with Itachi, you know. I fulfilled my revenge, I'm all beaten up, so I can just die, happy knowing that I killed this son of a bitch with me. And I would have had Naruto beat Pain, and then he goes to the village, everyone, you know, throws him in the air, celebrating, and that's how the show ends, him, like, celebrated as the hero of the Leaf Village. And I would have probably left Kakashi dead, because I think his death was pretty good.
Yeah, I would have too.
So that's pretty much it. I don't think we have much to say left about Naruto.
Nope, we pretty much said everything.
Oh, what do you think about the movies?
They're okay.
I think the best one was 3 of Shippuden.
Yeah.
Because it really, you know, gave some character development to most of the genins and stuff from Naruto's generation. And I really like that Kakashi finally got some spotlight in the movies. So yeah, from 1 to 10, what would you rate Naruto?
Depends on how it's being written.
Do it separate, like 1 for Naruto and 1 for Shippuden.
Naruto 6, Shippuden 5.
I'd give Naruto 1, 7.5, and I'd give Shippuden a 6. So they're okay, but nothing special. I think the show could have been a lot stronger if there was no filler. It's kind of like the DBZ thing, where the filler just absolutely kills it. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of our episode, guys. Thank you for joining us, you know, listen to us rant for about 30 minutes. So, would you like to say anything before we leave?
Not that I can think of.
Well, alright then, with that note, we're gonna end the episode. I am the Game Raging Psycho, signing off.
And I'm the Unscripted Gentleman.
And see you next time for more rants, discussions, and reviews.